that agents of the Government of India have engaged in and continue to engage in activities that pose a significant threat to public safety.
Look, these are wanted criminals from India. You have given them visas. They have come, many of them, in false documentation. And yet you allow them to live there.
That agents of the Government of India were directly involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, on Canadian soil.
The diplomatic relations between India and Canada, strained for years over the Khalistan issue, have escalated to new heights. Accusations of Indian involvement in Khalistani violence on Canadian soil have triggered a series of diplomatic expulsions, with both countries withdrawing key envoys. India cited security concerns after Ottawa identified them as persons of interest in its investigation into the killing of Khalistan separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The origins of these tensions stretch back to September 2023, when Trudeau first accused India of being involved in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Khalistan separatist leader. As the situation evolves, both nations face uncertainty in their future bilateral relations. But first, let's recap a bit and understand the events that led to an escalation like this in detail. In September last year, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau claimed there was evidence to suggest India's involvement in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, designated as a terrorist by India. The Indian government rejected these allegations and accused Canada of providing shelter to Khalistani extremists. Nijjar was fatally shot on June 18 in 2023 outside a Sikh temple where he served as president. He had been a leading advocate in what is known as the Khalistan movement, a Sikh campaign for a sovereign state in India's Punjab region. After Canada's accusations were first made public, the two countries withdrew their respective diplomats, and India also put a freeze on diplomatic services for Canadians. Then in May this year, Canadian police arrested 3 men, all Indian nationals, in Nijjar's killing. To this, MEA S. J. Shankar said,
Somebody may have been arrested, the police may have done some investigation. But the fact is, number of gangland people, number of people with organized crime links from Punjab have been made welcome in Canada. We have been telling Canada, saying, look, these are wanted criminals from India. You have given them visas. They have come, many of them, in false documentation. And yet you allow them to live there. If you decide to import for political purposes people with very dubious, actually very negative background, there will be issues. They have, in some cases, created problems in their own country as a result of their own policies. No, why would we fear? I mean, if something happened there, it is for them to worry about.
Later in the month, Canada police arrested 1 more Indian national in the Nijjar killing. Recently, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was attending East Asia Summit, he met Trudeau on the sidelines. This was their second meeting since Trudeau alleged India's involvement in the killing of Nijjar. Trudeau then spoke on the meeting and told reporters in Laos, and I quote, I won't go into details about what we talked about, but what I have said many times is that the safety of Canadians and upholding the rule of law is one of the fundamental responsibilities of any Canadian government, and that's what I'll stay focused on. Now, what happens after the latest escalation is yet to be seen, but before we wrap up, for some context, this isn't the first time these tensions have flared up. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in power since 2014, and Justin Trudeau, who assumed leadership of Canada a year later, have been at odds over the issue of Khalistani extremism for some time now. After appointing 4 Sikhs to his 30-member cabinet in 2015, Trudeau boasted about having more Sikhs in his ministry than Modi. However, buzz about his proximity to individuals sympathetic to Khalistan's cause strained bilateral relations. In 2017, then Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh refused to meet Canadian Defence Minister Harjit Singh Sajjan, accusing him of associating with separatists. A year later, Trudeau got a cool reception during his visit to India when he was received at the airport by Minister of State for Agriculture Gajendra Singh Shekhawat instead of Prime Minister Modi. In 2020, India accused Trudeau of inciting extremists when he expressed concerns about New Delhi's response to the farmers' protest, pledging support for their rights. In March 2022, Trudeau's Liberal Party formed an alliance with the New Democratic Party led by Jagmeet Singh, who openly endorsed the Khalistan referendum on Canadian soil, framing it as a fundamental human right of Canadian Sikhs protected by local and international laws. Then, during the recent G20 summit in New Delhi, Prime Minister Modi conveyed strong concerns about continuing anti-India activities of extremist elements in Canada. With over 7.7 lakh Sikhs constituting approximately 2% of Canada's total population, the Sikh community holds significant political influence in Canada, boasting 18 Sikh MPs in the Canadian Parliament in 2019, surpassing the 13 Sikh MPs in India. This is a developing story, and for more updates, keep watching the Indian Express.